Hi, welcome back to Christine's Home Affairs. I have a bunch of sample swatch fabric to use up. Well, actually I've got thousands of pieces, but I'm going to show you how to make these triangle bags. They've got a zippered front, they're fully lined, and I'm sure you'll think up something that you can put inside them. They don't take long at all to make. They're quite easy to construct. Stick around and I will show you how to make these using quilting cotton, some with batting and some without, and a couple of different zip options as well. I'm going to show you how to make these in lots of different sizes and using different fabrics. This is a swatch sample and it just comes with a whole heap of pre-cut squares that are all glued to the back of a board. And they're easy enough to get off. You basically just need to iron off the paper. Once you've separated these, you're going to have just that piece of fabric, some paper and gluey bits behind it, and you've usually got a fold on the edge here. I'm going to trim mine back, so I like to get as much as I can out of these fabrics, and here's some I prepared earlier. So this is sample swatch fabric which has been trimmed back to 7 inches. So there's still a little bit of paper on the back of it, but I generally leave the paper on there. If it's going to be a lined product, you don't need to worry about it. So as you can see, I've got lots of different fabrics sitting here and they're all different sizes. I'm going to show you how to make these little bags. And as long as it's a square, you can actually make these in any size you like. So this one's a 4.5 inch square, this one's a 7, and this one here is an 8. This is great to use up small scraps of fabric. Okay, so what have we got? I've got 2 pieces of upholstery fabric. I'm going with 2 different coloured pieces on the outside of mine because I don't have enough fabric to do one bag with one colour. So I've got 1 each for the outside that is 7 inches square. Then I have 2 pieces of fabric for the lining, which is also 7 inches square. Because I'm using upholstery fabric here, I'm not going to stabilise it because there's enough stability in the fabric. I have a zip that is larger than the size of the square, so this is about 7.5 inches, and I've already put the slider on there. And if you don't have the continuous zips, you can just use a regular dress zip as well. I'll show you how to process that in a minute. And then we need a little swivel clip. This is only a 1/2 inch one. And then we've got some cotton tape. Now, I'll use fabric or cotton tape or ribbon, whatever I've got at hand. This is just a really thin cotton tape. Because it's thin, what I'm going to do is bring the 2 edges together, and it's only a 1/2 inch cotton tape. I'll bring the 2 edges together and stitch down both long edges and sew the whole piece together. And if you don't have 1/2 inch swivel clips and you want to use a 1 inch, you can. Just make sure that your tab fabric is also going to finish the same size as the bottom of your clip. So that's the one with the upholstery fabric, and I'm using 2 different fabrics. If you want to have your bag using exactly the same fabric on the outside and you don't want to have a multicoloured bag, then get 2 pieces of fabric, same size square for your main and 2 pieces for your lining. And then you want your zip the same size and of course your swivel. Let's set these aside and we'll process the zips, and I'll show you how to get the slider on and also how to process your regular zip. This one is a number 5 zip and this is just a regular number 3 dress zip. So I've opened this up partially and I've taken the curved edge and I'm going to have that facing me. Pop that on the edge there. Pop that in as well. Hold my fingers on just to hold the tape down and give it a push. And you can see how quickly that's gone on. And if your zip isn't exactly straight or it's got a little bit of a kink in it, you can just take that off. It doesn't matter how big your opening is, and repeat that process until you're happy with the way the slider sits. We don't need to put any tabs on the end of this one today because we're going to sew the zip straight into the side of our bags. With the regular zip, just take off the tabs at the end. You want to make sure that the zip is longer than the width of your fabric. because we're going to be cutting the ends off later. We don't want this metal tab in our bag. You want to have your zip about 1 inch longer than the width of your fabric. Open out the zip, pinch these two edges together along here and take it to the machine and just sew along the edge here. So you want to sew on the inside of these little clamps to sew that closed. Then the slider's not going to come off. Okay, so what I've done here with the zip, I've closed the zip straight across here so the slider's not going to come off. And at the other end where the metal bar is, I have actually sewn over the end there as well. I've done that because I actually want to cut this off now, and I also want to trim this off too. I'm going to use this section shortly. So that's the size of the zip for this little bag here. And we don't have any problems with the sliders coming off. I've also sewn the cotton tape together down the long edge of both sides. Then I've trimmed it to 2.5 inches, and we will be using that for our tab and our swivel clip. Let's put the zip on our bag. I've also put all the labels on my bags as well. I'll take one of my main fabrics, and I'm going to use double-sided tape for this one. And then we can place the zipper face down over the top there. I'll put some more tape along the top edge of the zip. Grab your lining, place that face down and line that up along the side and the top edge. And we can take this to the machine and sew down that long edge there. With this little one here, you'll do exactly the same thing. We've got our pattern on one side, place your zip face down. We can just clip this in place so you don't have to use tape, and place your lining over the top, and we'll sew down that long edge as well. We've stitched one side of the zip in place, and I've done that on this as well. And I just want to show you the difference between using the double-sided tape and using the clips or pins. So you can see at the edge here, the lining and the main fabric, they line up here. So you can't see them peeking out on the other side, and they line up on that side as well. And I've used double-sided tape on this one. With this one, I've used clips. When you're sewing your zip in place, the fabric at the top has a tendency to stretch, and you can see I've got a little pleat at the top there. You'll also notice that although I've started in the right spot here, on this side you can see the top layer of fabric has actually stretched. So if you look at it from the other side, you'll see that my fabric on the back is almost 1/4 inch out. So that's why I like to use double-sided tape over clips and pins. So the rest of my work is going to be done using the double-sided tape. If you don't have it, pins and clips are certainly okay to use. Grab your other main fabric, and I'll use my trusty old tape, and I'll place the zip over the top of that and line up the sides again, and I'll put some more tape on there, and we'll grab our other lining piece, right sides together, and line up the side seams. And then I'll take this back to the machine and sew all the way down that long edge. And I'll do that for all of the other bags I'm making as well. Okay, we have put the lining and the main together with the zip on all of the bags. Before we take this to the machine and top stitch, I'm going to show you a couple of differences that I've done with these. Obviously I've done a few different sizes, but here we've got 2 different coloured fabrics for the main, and the reason these are different colours is because I only had 1 piece each available to make them. Whereas this one here, much bigger, but I've used the same fabric for both sides of the pouch. So we've got the same colour lining and same colour for the outside, different outsides. Same again here. But this one here, I've used 2 different coloured for the main, and I've also used 2 different coloured for the linings. This is just going to be a nice little fun pouch. So you don't have to use the same colour for your mains and your linings. You can chop and change and do whatever you like with them. Let's go to the machine now. I'm going to top stitch down both sides of the zip. I'm going to be using black thread because I'm using black zips and I'm lazy. So I'm just going to top stitch down the edge, come across the zip, down the edge again and across the zip. Now that the top stitching is done, you just want to make sure that all of the zips are open, and hopefully you've sewn over the edge there. And if you've sewn over the edge, you can actually open up your zip without worrying about it coming apart. So we just want to open up our zips because we're going to start closing the bag up, and we want to make sure all of our zips are open so that we can turn everything the right way around. So we'll open out the fabric, separate the lining from one side. Where the curved edge of your zip is, have that facing towards your left. Then you can take your tab and your swivel clip, pop that over there. We're going to sew the tab onto the side of the pouch that the curved side of the zip points to. It's no big deal if you get it wrong. This will become the top end of your bag, and you can open the zip down and then back up again. But as I said, it's no big deal if you get it wrong. Remember I said I was going to do something with the end of my zip? With the leftover, you want to have about 2 to 2.5 inches left over. I've got my purple zip here, and rather than putting a black tab on, I'm going to use the leftover zipper tape. If you've still got the metal tab on there, just make sure you're not actually stitching on that. So I folded my zip in half here, pop your slider over that, fold it in half, and place your tab on the side there. That metal tab is well out of the way of my stitching area, so when I sew this I'm going to do about 1/8 of an inch from the outside edge, and I won't be stitching over that little metal clasp there, and therefore I won't break my needle. Okay, we can take all of these to the machine and just sew the tab down. You want to make sure that when you sew your tabs on that the lining is away from the main fabric, so just push all the fabric to the back and just have your main fabric. Quickly go and sew all of those in place. These are sitting about 1/2 inch from that folded edge of fabric just there. Now that our tab is on the side there, take your fabric and we're going to bring the main pieces together. Make sure your zip is open here. So once you've opened out the fabric here, clip them together at both ends. We'll take this to the machine and sew both of these ends down. We don't need to leave an opening here at all because our opening is going to be on one of the sides shortly. Same for this one here where you've got 2 colours. Just bring them together, clip this edge and sew those edges. Now that we've sewn the outside edges on both the main and the lining, we're going to sew all the way down one long edge. Whilst we're doing that, sew from the outside in about 1.5 inches back stitch, leave an opening of about 3 inches, and then we'll start again here with a back stitch and then continue on all the way to the end. So we want to have an opening on this side of the bag. So the side that you have the tab on is the side that you're going to stitch down first. So just make sure that where you have that tab on the inside, stitch all the way down the entire long edge there and leave that opening on your lining. Now we can trim off any excess that we have on the zipper tabs. We can trim our corners and the zipper tape on the other end as well. Take the main fabric and open that out and line up the seam line with the center of your zip. And if you've got a bit too much bulk there, you can press your seams open like I've done here, clip it across, turn it around, and then take your lining, and we'll do the same thing. Open that out, open your seam and line up the seam line of your lining with the center of your zip. And we can clip all those layers together, so we're going to have the lining and the main fabric all clipped together in one go. And when you've got all that lined up, you can take this back to the machine and sew the lining and the main all the way across there. now we've finished all the sewing except for closing the inside seam. We've got a couple of corners to clip, so just trim the corners just on the very edge there. And then we can turn our bags through. Poke your hand in and grab the main fabric and pull that all the way through. When you turn your bags through, just make sure your points are sticking out properly. You might want to get in there with a chopstick or some tweezers or something and push that point out so that it sits nicely. And when you're happy with all of that, you can take this back to the machine, find your insides, pinch the edges together here, and then sew that opening closed. And there we have it. So a bunch of little triangle bags, well, some not so little, but you can see how easy it is to make them in any size at all. All you need are 2 squares of fabric for the inside and 2 for the outside, little tab and a small zip, and you can whip these up in no time. I've made quite a few because I want to put these in the shop, and they're a great way for me to use up a lot of my sample swatch fabrics. Recently I've been using a lot of these small swatch fabrics to make my puppy poo pouches because they're fantastic for that. There's a link up here for those, and they only use 1 piece of fabric, but you can only have so many of those puppy poo pouches in the shop. So I thought I'd try these. I did make something similar to this many years ago. They were so ugly I couldn't stand them. I flogged them off really cheap. But these ones are a little bit better looking. I'll see how they go. It takes about 15 minutes to make one, and if you have a production line going, have all your fabric cut out, all your zips lined up and everything, you know, in a nice order, I know I can get about 4 to 5 of these done in an hour. I'm going to price these out at between $15 and $20. Some of the ones that I'm not so fond of, that don't sit quite right, or that I really don't like, that I've done them the wrong way, might sell them at $10. Before we go, these 3 bags that you can see here are the ones that I've actually constructed in the right way. The swivel clips and the tabs are supposed to sit at the top with the little zipper tab at the top as well, and then it'll just slide open toward the bottom. But as you've just seen, the other ones that I had, they look fine, but I will sell them a little bit cheaper because I didn't quite do those the right way. And you can see how easy you can adapt them as well. So just with those squares of fabric, you can have all one colour. You can have 2 different colours. So if you don't have enough fabric, this is a great way to do them. And likewise, even if you have enough fabric, you can still do them in 2 different colours. It just adds a little bit more interest to the bags. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I shall catch you next time. Bye for now.